Hi everyone, today I'm unboxing a Recast Super Dollfie Mytyl doll, which I bought from Aliexpress. If you're new to the doll collecting hobby, recasts are basically cheap Chinese copies or bootleg dolls. For this reason, a lot of collectors will discourage you against buying recasts because you don't know what the quality is going to be like. And also, there is a concern that buying too many could harm the business that actually makes the dolls. So you do need to kind of do your research and decide how you feel about that. Realistically, I think most doll collectors will have a mixture of recast and legitimate dolls, especially if you want to do things like modifications, or if you need to find you want a doll that is quite rare to find, quite expensive, you might end up looking at recast as an option. And I personally think that's fine, and that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, to kind of see what kind of thing you're getting. This doll I purchased from a store called Aurelia's Makeup Store. Naively, because it was called a makeup store, I thought that the quality of painting on the face might be better. They also advertised quite clearly that you could pick a custom skin tone, which was quite important to me because I was actually looking for bodies to mod and make hybrids with. So the Super Dollfie dolls tend to be quite expensive. Some of the top brands, the top models, like the Disney ones, can go for like £1,000 to £1,600. Mytyl recently was released as part of a lottery for 95,000 yen, which actually doesn't translate to that much. It was about about £600, I think. But that's a lottery system. Japan's quite weird with that sort of thing, that you have to enter to win. There's a limited number, and I think you need to have like a Japanese address. So if you wanted to buy a legitimate version of this doll, it is tricky, but it's not impossible. So, okay, this is my first look at the doll. It's actually a little bit paler than I was hoping for. I had a very specific kind of thing I was looking for with the skin tone to match with a different type of doll. I think it might be a bit pale, so we'll see. First thing, of course, to do is kind of look at the face. The company did send me a picture of like the mock-up of the face before for approval. And I've printed off a copy here for the official face-up comparison. It's pretty close, but one thing I did notice is that the eyebrows on their version are much more sloped downwards, and the ones on the official, legitimate version are much more upwards and broader. And I think that's because the artists are trained to kind of follow the eye shape when they're painting, and they do that naturally with each one. So let's have a look at the head now and kind of compare and see what we've got. Okay, that's looking good. Oh, got to get into this carefully. Oh no, that looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and bring this up close so you can kind of get a real good look at it. I'm not sure actually if my camera's going to catch all the kind of detail that you'd want to see. I'll do my best. So as I said, a lot of people are cautious about buying recasts because you're not sure about the quality. The photos on AliExpress and similar websites will be of the official doll that they're copying. So you don't have an idea of what the doll you're going to get it looks like unless you have reviews with lots of photos. And there wasn't any for this seller, but the communication was very good and I felt confident to buy from them. Yeah, actually I think that's a very good look. So yeah, comparing, if I can try and get it to like the right angle, I think it's quite a close thing. I could tell from the picture they took that the kind of tones of colours they've used are slightly more peachy around like the lips and the cheeks. I don't mind that, because actually I prefer that to like a more of a pinky kind of browny colour, which Myrtle seems to be very pink in a lot of photos. And you see that this one's, I'd say that's more, yeah, you can see there's less pink shade, there's more brown. But to me, that's actually more of a natural shade. The skin tone is probably all right. I'm going to have a moment in the video where I compare it to another doll to kind of compare. I think it's probably paler than I wanted. The thing about Volk's Super Dollfie's official ones is that their skin tones run really, really pale. Basically, it's white, like paper white, and it goes up to something vaguely like the palest skin tone you've ever seen. They don't do dark kind of brown skin tones at all, which is another reason why people might go for recasts when they want to have more diverse skin tones. The back of the head, you see, has an empty indent, which on an official, genuine Dollfie, they would have like a metal plate there, like the actual label, the branding with an SD. For Super Dollfie, and you see it's quite wide set, and they haven't got that because it's not real, and they're not pretending that it's legitimate. There wasn't an inner box either. I should have commented. Super Dollfie, I think, will have a proper little box which is their branding on, so this isn't pretending in its presentation to be, it's not trying to be counterfeit exactly, but obviously someone who doesn't know much about dolls reading the listing on Aliexpress, it might not realise that it's a copy of a doll, except for the fact, you know, they're on Aliexpress and nothing on there is genuine. So let's have a quick look at the body. I went for the SDGR body, which I think is their graffiti doll body. Standard sort of 1/3 body. They tend to have with their full like coordination pack dolls with all the outfits. So it should be the easiest body to dress. Once again, I'm not sure if it's the lighting, but this still looks very pale to me. I went for, this skin tone is actually called Light Tan 1. I have to say, you know, most makers, even ones that are offering a wide range of skin tone, their concept of what is kind of tan and brown is really distorted. Like, but yeah, I was caught between Light Tan 1 and I think another one which was called like Peach or something, or it might have been like Light Tan 3. And I was really like, and in the end, I went for the slightly lighter one because I thought that's less risky in some ways. But looking at it, I don't know, I think it's okay. We're under very bright lights here. It's a nice tone, it's a nice fair tone, but it's not, I think I would have actually, it would have been better to go for the darker tone. But that's one of the things I wanted to know when ordering it. I couldn't see what it would actually be like. So one thing people want to look for is things like seam lines. So when they put things together, depending on how dolls are made, sometimes they have lines where they're jointed the plastic together. Not the plastic, the resin. This feels heavy resin. I can't really see any flaws. I'm not really a huge fan of strung dolls. This is another reason, you know, I'm ordering a recast to kind of see different doll body types, see how I feel about them, see if I want to kind of invest in switching out some of the bodies in my collection. It seems good quality. I mean, if you're not familiar with ball jointed dolls, I have a feeling that this wouldn't look anything special to you, because it's just a doll body, just huge and jointed. To give you a summary of the price, the entire doll came out at £225, and then on top of that I had to pay custom charges. So it's not cheap for a copy. As I said, like to buy this doll legitimately, it would cost you at least £600, and I'm gonna keep an eye out to see what the actual resale value of like the latest release of the doll is, because they may come out secondhand in about £1,000 or at least 900. I wouldn't be surprised. Like that would probably be the price you get on eBay and so on. But the face up is very good. I feel like they've done really well on the shading and the lips. There's no flaws, which is important to me, as like I want a nice smooth finish. So that is good. In the next stage, I'm just going to compare the skin tone to the doll I wanted to kind of switch bodies up with and see how it compares. Basically, I'm just looking like for a match that's close enough so that it wouldn't be jarring. Okay, actually no, it is really very close. It is paler. I think I probably could have done with going for the slightly darker one, but it's actually very close. I mean, I think on the camera you can't see any difference, but there is very slightly darker on the Smart Doll, which is the one I wanted to kind of swap heads with. Smart Dolls retail about £400–500 from directly from the site. You can buy them pre-owned as well. They're not massively I mean, to anyone who's like, once again, outside the doll hobby, when you first start to get into it, these prices are all obscene, but there are ones which are more expensive, sort of around the 300 mark. I think is considered relatively affordable, and kind of double that and up is much more. The Smart Dolls are made of a vinyl plastic rather than a resin, which is much lighter, but it is also softer. So when I was looking into doing a hybrid, a lot of people were telling me you've got to wear aware if you're putting a vinyl kind of plastic jointed doll, their head onto a resin body, that the metal hook, if you put that inside, could apply pressure and damage the head. And it's the strain of the string as well. So I would have to think of how to kind of modify a particular joint to put them together. For the purposes of this video, I'm tempted to just put the hook in, but if I hold it up actually, you can see it is a good skin tone match. No, I probably will attach the head actually, because the one thing as well you have to be aware of is neck width. Seems like Super Dollfies have quite a thick neck compared at least to Smart Dolls, which are very slender. Let's see, could I put that on? Oh, it's going to be a pain. I think that's probably not going to be of massive interest to everyone viewing this video. I think it would actually not look too bad, but if you look at the width of the neck, it is a lot thicker than Smart Doll. Yeah, I don't think it looks bizarrely thick, but it is thicker. The skin tone match actually is very good. Yeah. I am very pleased with that, because one of the things I was thinking of doing is buying a mini Dollfie size, a quarter size doll rather than a 1/3 size doll body, to put some Smart Doll heads on, just various sizes, to kind of make more of a teen look and so on and so forth. It may not be something that I kind of go ahead with, especially because the company that does smart dolls, they are looking at making different size doll bodies at this moment in time. So if those come out, it wouldn't necessarily be necessary to buy different bodies to hybrid. Okay, so next stage, I think what I'll do is I will dress the doll, and I'll kind of give you a look about what she looks like dressed, because at the moment she's still sad, lying in a box, completely naked. Okay, I've just been dressing her. Took a while to get the head on because I'm actually really not used to attaching ball jointed doll heads at all. The wig that I've got here, I think that was about £20–30. I'm not sure that it actually works for it. It looks actually quite synthetic. You see it's very shiny, and the brown is probably too much of a kind of a greyish brown. The outfit is an official Volks outfit. It is, I think it's called like the, what's it called? Welcome Tea Rose outfit or something like that. I will put in the description. This cost about £60. Volks clothes as well are quite expensive. I actually pretty much only buy Volks Super Dollfie clothes because I think they're really good quality. You can see they've got the satiny finish on there, and you've got the more silky but not shiny material here, and there's the frills, the little buttons, little details. They just are always very good quality, and you're never going to be able to get things that cheap. I mean, the cheapest you're going to get is about £30 on Etsy or wherever, and I think that a lot of people, if you're looking to buy your first doll, you perhaps don't have a huge amount of money, you might save up and like buy a doll off Aliexpress or second hand for about £200 or whatever, maybe even like £100 or even £50 if it's like a smaller doll, but you don't save up any money for an outfit. I think it's really worth trying to get a good quality outfit if you can, because cheap outfits are like really bad. There's a lot of really bad like naff outfits out there which will just make a very nice doll look bad. The boots as well were about £60, but they're actually huge. Like putting my fingers in here, her toes are like here, halfway down the boot. I don't know what's going on with those, because if you look at the packet, they will mark off what kind of doll they're made for, and it clearly has SD13 and SDGR marked off, which is this body type. The only thing I think is maybe I was going to say they're boys' boots, but they're clearly not. So I bought both of these second-hand from Mandrake, which is a Japanese second-hand website. And if you are looking to buy any legitimate dolls or accessories, honestly, if you're not going to be shopping on like specific Facebook groups or doll forums, it's actually really the only place that I can see. You do see official Super Dollfie and Dollfie Dream outfits turn up on eBay sometimes, but they are massively overpriced. They're about £100, £200, £300, just for the clothes, and the same outfit will be sold on the Volk website for about £40–50. And there's nothing you can really do about that, because if you're not in Japan, I think if you're also in America, you can get one, but I'm in the UK, you can't really order directly from Volks. You have to have someone in Japan to order for you and then ship them off to you. Or, someone in America, it's not really possible. Mandrake is the best option. So some people say it's difficult to use. It's not really that difficult. You just have to remember to toggle to English and keep it on English, especially when you're checking out. Otherwise, you'll have no idea what you're doing, and it will try and kind of default back to Japanese. You just have to make sure it's in English, and then once you've ordered once, it's really quite easy. But there's still a gamble. Like, I don't think people talk about it enough. Like, if you haven't got a lot of money and you're like, I want to buy, you know, this expensive thing, and you have to buy off the internet, you can't see it in real life, you can't see what it's like, and then it gets there and you're like, no, that doesn't look good, I don't like that, you know, this wig isn't right, that's £30, not really suitable, though, you know, these boots are too big, and that's, you know, 60 quid. And you can resell dolls, you can resell clothes, but it's not really a quick sale. You can't really return them because the postage is often as expensive as the items themselves. These are so big. I don't understand this. These are not SD13. I think these are SD16, which is the largest doll, largest size that Super Dollfie do, because they're double the length of her feet. I mean, it's got here written on the Mandrake package as well that it's unopened, that they're brand new, but I'm skeptical. I can't believe that these are what they're labelled as, like for this doll body. Oh well, that's again, there's lots of risks, but yeah, I'm just kind of mentioning that if there are any people, kind of beginners looking to get into the hobby here. My overall kind of impression with this doll, this body, I think actually they've done a really good job. I think the face looks really good. I'll just take the wig off again, I think, actually, because it looks so bad. I might put a different one on her. So this one is a smart doll wig. They're actually a bit tight. Almost. No, that's not going to fit her. So that's a good thing to know. Smart doll wigs, which are a little tight on them, far too tight for this doll. Right, that's a good piece of information for anyone who's looking kind of for that. But yeah, I think that it was definitely worth trying, and I'm going to order again from this company, I think, for some different bodies for modifications, which I said was the main thing I was ordering from. The reason why I didn't just order bodies originally is because I was worried the skin tones wouldn't match, and I didn't want to have bodies then in an unusual skin tone which didn't quite match any heads on, you know, floating around, because I thought I won't be able to resell those if they're no good for me. So I thought, get ahead with the face up, then if I did decide it wouldn't work, I could sell this on to someone else. I'm really happy with the face. I think she dresses up well, but I'm just kind of making this to kind of show what you're getting for your money and whether this would be a useful option for anyone who's ever either just starting out or looking for something in particular. So once again, it was Aurelia's makeup store, and they had quite a wide range of skin tones on offer. Oh. So that's a bit stiff, a bit rough, but I don't know how that really compares to a legitimate ball jointed doll. I think they're all quite stiff like that, really. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Feel free to comment and tell me if it was helpful, if there's any, if you have any questions about anything that I've mentioned.